Welcome to the Real Estate Show, episode 23. Today we have special guest Greg McDaniel. Greg McDaniel is coming to us from his company, McDaniel Callahan TEAM, and he's out of the East Bay, San Francisco. Greg, welcome to the show.
Hey, Bill, thanks for having me. I appreciate it. You know, the great thing about your intro right there is that so many people can never get out McDaniel Callahan cleanly, and you nailed it like a rock star on your first run,
thank
man.
You.
Congrats.
I'm getting better. I'm slow. I'm very slow. I've been working at this for a couple of years.
I would never have known that. You nailed it, buddy.
Right. Thanks, Craig, for coming on the show. Really appreciate it. It's going to be a fun episode. So, basically, you know, you do your own podcast, don't you, Craig? So what gelled you to start your own podcast? And it's called The Real Estate Uncensored, isn't it?
It is. It's called Real Estate Uncensored. Exactly, Jonathan. And thanks for having me on, man. I got to meet Jonathan. So all of you guys know, I met him last week when he and I were hanging out with Toby Salgado on a blab. We're just blabbing together, and now we're hanging out. So, to answer your question, what really kind of got me going in regards to getting a podcast up off the ground is that I was working with a company called Get Viral, and Matt Johnson was my coach there, and they're a video marketing company. And I was seeing a lot of success, a lot of people coming up and talking to me, say, "Hey, love your videos, love your content, love all this stuff." And I just kind of, I always wanted to do a podcast to reach more and more people. I love talking. And any of you that subscribe to the Real Estate Uncensored show, you're going to understand how much I like to talk. But Matt and I get along phenomenally well. It's like we've been old friends for the last 25 years, and we just really enjoyed each other's company. And so I approached him end of last year, and I said, "Hey, Matt, would you want to do a podcast with me?" He's like, "Absolutely, I would." And so he and I became co-hosts and business partners, and we got it off the ground because we wanted to bring solid content in the real estate arena to people on a on-demand basis without all the tried and true ways. Because I want to bring high tech and high touch together and blend it and show people every episode how they can go and take what they learn and put it into action that day. And funny little anecdote here, guys. I got to tell you. So a while back, I did an episode talking about door knocking and what to leave and everything else. And I described on what to leave and what it should say and what it should not say. And funny enough, the other day, I'm walking through my parking garage and I see this flyer on my car. And I look at it. I'm like, my goodness, this lady did such a good job on this, because she was talking about Halloween and wasn't talking about real estate. And I called her up. And long story short, she was a listener of Real Estate Uncensored, and she was like, "I can't believe it's you. I took what you told me to do and I put it into action." And I said, "Well, how's the response?" She said, "It's unbelievable. People are really reaching back to me." So, that's the reason why I started it. Very long answer to a very short question, but I did it to change lives.
Oh, well, that's great. So let's look at some of the challenges you think brokers and professional agents are facing in the coming new year. So we're at the end of 2015. It's been a pretty good year for the industry. Mm-hmm. We're coming on a new year. What do you think some of the challenges are going to be?
Apathy, laziness, slothfulness, being undriven. Being misguided, not having a goal, not having a why, listening to bad advice, not being proactive, not being out of the box thinking. That's a lot of the times that's what agents run into as a major problem, is that they just don't think out the box. They say, "Oh my gosh, well, the inventory is so low. I have all these beautiful buyers and I can't get them into something." Well, get your behind out the dang door and go knock on one. Go talk to somebody. Go hand out your business card. Go make a video. Go post on Facebook. Go to a social media event. Go to meetup.com and go meet some new folks. Who cares? Get out and start moving and shaking. Make some phone calls. Oh my God, a phone. What am I going to do? I'm going to call and talk to another human? Yeah, this is a human-to-human business. And people are so afraid that if they don't try something new, like us right now, we're on Blab. This is a very, very, very
amazing platform. Amazing
platform. I mean, what other platform can you have where the three of us can talk and someone can join and actually be a part of us right now, not just watch us third party? This is unbelievable stuff. Agents should use this. And they say, well, how would I use it? Well, why don't you get your lender, your insurance guy? Why don't you get one of your past clients?
And create a blog and just post it.
post and post
Look,
and
you're
post.
watching live right now. You can send that out to people. Just a simple. That's just on a web page.
Yeah, that's so cool.
We're watching it live right now. Boom.
Yeah, that is the cool stuff. And Jonathan,
yeah. So
just to finish up.
So what I think you're saying, Craig, is that at the present moment we've got a shortage of, we've got more buyers than sellers. So really your attention really should swing to actually getting more, attracting people that might be on the fence and getting them to...
Listers or lasters?
What they're real, Jonathan, I think what we really need right now in the industry as agents. Okay, well, I'm going to address this as agents and then as homeowners and buyers. All right.
Yeah.
An agent needs to be ramping up right now. Look, we're in the holiday season. Okay, we just had Halloween. We're trucking towards Thanksgiving faster than we all like to think. We have 6 or 8 weeks to Christmas, right? Yeah. Everyone is shutting down mentally. Our brokers tours are thin. The inventory is low. But this is the time when most agents start to hibernate. They're doing it wrong, because if you do that, you're gonna go hungry in Q1. They need to be prospecting twice as hard. If you don't have any clients, you need to be ramping for Q1. You should be proactively out there hunting. What I'm doing right now, guys, is I'm doing a lot of phone calls, okay? And I'm talking hundreds and hundreds a day, 300 to 500 to 600 phone calls a day. And guess what's happening because of that? And that's actually that's one of the things that I'm really good at. I've done well over 75,000 cold calls myself in 2 years, because I use Mojo's triple line dialer and I dialed out, right? And guess what happens right now, guys? I'm getting people calling me back off my messages saying, hey, look, I want to come out and talk to you guys about the value of my home in Q1. So Jonathan, to answer your question, that's what people are doing wrong right now. They need to sit down and write out their goals, be realistic about them, find out what their why is. Why are they going to get up and do this meat grinder of a business, and then, come back and repeat it if they're not getting anywhere? They should just go get a 9 to 5 and leave it to the people that really get it, really make it happen, if they aren't willing to put the time in. And most people think that real estate is just an easy button. What do agents do? Oh, they just get in their Mercedes Benz, go put a sign in the yard, they open the door, they get paid $30,000. You know what? They don't see all the hard work, and that's what agents need to understand, that this is a hard business, and they need to respect themselves for that. So,
I was told if I bought a $30,000 or $50,000 Mercedes or $70,000 Mercedes, I'd at least get 10 listings a year.
Who told you that?
That was when I first started 20-some odd years ago.
So,
my broker.
That's funny. Was he in the car business too? Did he own the dealership with the Mercedes?
He had a theory. I got to know him later. If he could get his agents in debt up to here, they'd work harder.
Well, that's true.
But fail, and then they're in trouble.
Maybe not for him. They might have to go work at McDonald's or something. But my God, that's a horrible theory. I want to give you leads if I'm a broker.
I kid you not. That was one of his theories. This was before the internet, of course.
Yeah. So, Craig, what do you think generally with agents and brokers? How good are they in keeping in touch with their wider sphere?
Horrible.
Their sphere of people that done business, knows them, and should be kind of referring people to them. How, in general, do you think they are in keeping in touch with that bigger sphere, as I call it?
Absolutely horrible, Jonathan, to be 100% honest with you. There was an NAR study that was done a number of years ago, and it cited that exact answer, asked that exact question. And the answer was 80% of the people that bought or sold a home with an agent said that they would definitely use that agent again. But in actuality, only 13% of those people actually use the agent because the agents were so poor at following up. So to break into some tech, there's a great company called Contactually. They do a really good job at helping, keeping people from falling between the cracks through their system. It's relatively very affordable. They email you every day, 5, 10, or 15 people to follow up with. Then you reach out with an email or a phone call or something. It's very, very user friendly. So if they wanted to step it up, they could use a system like that. And everything's just brought to them, because we know that most agents are pretty dang lazy. I was taught by a guy named Dick Ward a number of years ago, and he had a theory that agents were 3 things. They're lazy, cheap, and paranoid. And I started thinking about it. I'm like, that is pretty darn funny, because if it's like Contactually, if they've never used it, they're paranoid that they're going to spend the money because they're cheap and they're afraid it's not going to work. But they just got to go try it. So if they just did that, Jonathan, if they just went out and they tried some new things, I think that they would be immensely successful. If they just did a pop by and just brought something of value, go bring a Go bring something from Zillow, like a Zestimate page, print it out. And I heard this from Tom Ferry, and I loved it, and I've used it, and it works. And you write on it, your home is definitely worth more than this. We should get together and talk about your true value. Something like that. That would enable them to follow up with their clientele in a non-stalker manner. Where they're not knocking on the front door with the deep breath. Hi, you want to sell your house today? I really need to make a mortgage payment.
I like that voice. I mean, you got the voice. I love it.
Voice.
Well, thank you. I've been practicing my stalker voice for quite a while.
Hey, with that, it's time to take a break. We're going to go to a break for our sponsors, and we'll be right. Well, here's a word from our sponsor, Share the Oil of Northern Nevada. Thank you, Share the Oil, for your support. And I'm going to do a little commercial for my business, New Media Gold. Today, actually, at the end of the month, we're launching a product called Netcasting 101. It's going to be about a $78 program when it's done. And this is just the first phase of a multi-level, I shouldn't say multi-level, but a multiple course system. The first course is really an introduction. It's Netcasting 101. It'll teach you about how to take Blab and turn it into a podcast and YouTube. Gives you a really great platform and put it on a WordPress free site. It's really the place for real estate agents to start, or anybody who wants to get in this environment. So amazing deal, free launch, because I'm testing it. If you go to twohalfsuccess.com, that's twohalfsuccess.com, you're going to find for $11, you can buy this first course and test it out. You'll also have access to our closed group on Facebook. So without further ado, though, let's get right back to Greg and Jonathan talking about real estate and technology. Go ahead.
Hi there, Craig again. So let's go on to technology. What are there any kind of software as a service or other things that you use day to day, week to week, month to month that you like and have helped you?
Yeah, there are a lot of them, Jonathan. Great question. There's so many of them out there that sometimes it's a little overwhelming. A couple of mine that I really do like a lot. One of them is called homesnap.com. You go on and it looks like a Google front page. You enter in a zip code, and then it's going to kind of bring out it's going to show you where the zip code is and show you the homes for sale. But you go over to the left, there's going to be 4 gray bars. And I think it says market report or something. There's a button there. You click on it, and you can get an up-to-date market snapshot, just imagine that, of what your market's doing. 2 paragraphs. You can compare different areas. You can look at the whole market, detached, townhouse, condo. You can look at what it's changed in the last 30 days. It's just a really good, simple place to go to get some information about the housing market. The other place that I really like to go is called Neighborhood Scout. Hold on. I'm going to make sure I don't mess this up for you guys. Neighborhoodscout.com. Another opportunity there is that they give you some real detailed information about neighborhoods, about crime, about the real estate, about they compare you against the rest of the country, what the demographics are, all of this stuff, so that if a buyer or seller's looking, or a buyer's looking to get in the area, they can go there. If an agent's looking to break into a new marketplace, that they just moved to Cincinnati, Ohio, or moved to San Francisco, California, they can get an idea of the different neighborhoods in depthly without really having to beat their head against the wall and do a lot of searching. I also like Google Hangouts. If you're going to do video chats with clients, Blab here, of course, but some generations might have a little bit of a problem with the high tech of Blab. They're like, do what? And the click where?
Blab's too easy. The UI is good though.
It is, but you should see my mom work an iPhone. She is just getting a hold of the whole iPhone thing. Very proud of her. She's texting now. But my point is that sometimes people just aren't as tech heavy. But these different platforms are really amazing. Also, go use Periscope. Go use Meerkat. I'm using those to go out and touch the entire world I'm marketing to via live video stream about something. It doesn't have to be just real estate. It could be about anything, right? But if I get interactions and I consistently do it and I get people inspired and I make people's day better by bringing something of relevance to their lives through these different mediums that are free. Are you kidding me? So, those are just a few of the things that I'm putting in. I could keep going. There's a whole laundry list.
There is a lot. There is.
But most people's eyes are going to start glazing over. And
Greg, those are amazing tools that you just were talking about. We could go on how to use those for real estate because they're so unique. That could be each one of them you could talk about for 10 minutes.
So do you use a software-based customer relation system?
We do. We use Top Producer. If we could get out of it, I would. It was built by engineers, not by agents. And so it is very clunky. There's way too many buttons to push to get to one stinking thing. I really like Market Leaders, CRM, their back end. Now they've been bought and sold a couple of times, so I'm hoping they're going to stay the same. But if all of your information is on sticky notes and 3x5 cards or in Excel spreadsheets or something like that, you got to get them out. You got to put them into a CRM. You just have to, or the people will fall through the cracks. You will lose tens to hundreds of thousands of dollars of revenue.
What would you say one of the when you look at the surveys, and there are some excellent surveys from the National Association of Realtors. When you look at some of the recent surveys, they say one of the major flaws in a lot of agents and even brokers is a lot of people ring and the phone is not picked up and there is no consistent follow through. Mm-hmm. What's your feelings about that?
I think they're 100% correct. You know, they just did a survey I heard the other day that, I mean, most of us are told that if you pick up a phone or answer a phone or get back to a lead within 5 minutes, you're 21 times more likely to be working with them, right? We just found out that people, if you get back to them within an hour, they'll be pleased with your follow-up. Now, the joke is that I was teaching my training course. I'm the corporate head trainer for Rockcliff, so I'm responsible for training hundreds of agents a year. And I always tell them, guys, what's your level of what do you think your level of customer follow-up is, or customer service? And they kind of look at me like I'm a little bit crazy. And I said, here's the funny thing: if in America, you know, what they think of as good customer service is one level above crap, where do you think you could be if you are one level above that? Why don't you step it up another couple of notches? Why don't you put 5 people a day to follow up with? Why don't you write a thank you note every week or every month to someone that you just pops in your mind? Why don't you do something small like that? But yeah, I think that their follow up is deplorable. I think that agents they're egotistical. Hey, you know, when I say agents, I am talking to myself at the same time. Do not misunderstand me on this, okay? You know, we think that, well, God, you know, I worked with Bill and I worked with Jonathan. I don't need to stop by and see them. They already know me. They're going to call me. Bill Walton from Walmart said that, you know what? He's quoted saying that, you know, you may have good customer service, but your customer service is only as good until someone else brings better customer service. Yeah. So if they meet someone at a cocktail party or at a dog park or out, you know, with their kids at an event and someone's wearing a name badge and they strike it off and become buddies because that person brought them value, guess what? Your customer service just dropped to below crap, right? So now what are they going to do? Why would they list with you again if you brought nothing to them? It's not the horse and buggy days anymore. There's tech everywhere and there's agents everywhere.
You kind of divided it in two, because I totally agree with what you just said. But what I was going to, there's two sections of it. This is how I see it, Craig, is you got the section where you got actual people, actual buyers, sellers, and they're you know, through advertising on portals, however they found you, they're trying to contact you. And the surveys say that you've got about from 30 minutes to an hour to actually. So do you use any when you are busy, when everybody is, you know, manic, do you use any automated systems to kind of send just an email or a phone call or text message? So what kind of systems do you use?
I may touch my clients a little too much digitally, but I haven't had anyone get too mad yet. The Get Viral, the digital video marketing system that I was talking about that I use, we do a video out to them. Actually, when we were on our break, I checked my email and they just sent me my new proof, and it touches people every 14 days. I use another company called homeactions.net. They do a written newsletter out to our clients every 2 weeks. So every week they're getting something from us. And then, you know, it's obviously we use other stuff like buyer alerts.
I mean, that initial phone call, is there any automated system? Like, say, we are going to get back. We are really extremely, you know, but we will be phoning you in the next 10 minutes, or some text system.
We don't actually use that. There's another system I'm vetting out right now. They're claiming to the fact that they have a text, email, video, email, text message, postcard and something else as a follow-up. But that's called prime seller leads. We've been working with them for a little while. They have very strong call to action emails. They get the phone to ring. They get people to get back to me. So they probably have the most comprehensive system that we're using right now.
Right, which you're kind of in beta testing of that. Yeah.
Hey, with that, Jonathan, it's a good time to lead to a break, and we'll come back with a commercial from Greg. Well, we're still in that commercial break now, but we're going to give Greg a chance to pitch whatever he wants to pitch. What do you want to pitch, Greg?
Well, Bill, you know what? I think everybody, and I appreciate you guys have a wonderful show here. I'd love for you guys, after you guys watch this great show, like to come on over and take a look at mine and my business partner and co-host Matt Johnston's show called Real Estate Uncensored. On Real Estate Uncensored, you're going to get all kinds of phenomenal information, not just interviews with top agents, but we're going to be talking about actionable items that agents and homeowners can put into action that day and start either making money or getting close to it. So come on by, give us a review, call me up. We'll do podcasts, custom podcasts for anybody that has a specific question. We'll knock it out of the park for you. So that's what we have over at Real Estate Uncensored.
Real Estate Uncensored. And as we get towards the end of the show here, we want to make sure we get your contact information. So how does the other realtor get a hold of you? And then how does your clients get a hold of you? What's the easiest way?
You know what, guys, I'm going to give you my personal cell phone so you can text me or call me.
I love it.
Hey, you got to do text these days.
I do the same thing. Personal cell phones. Wow. Don't be a secret agent. Actually give out your phone number. I hate that when agents, I will not give you my personal phone. That's ridiculous.
This is my personal phone. It's like, no, this is your business line. So you guys can reach me on my personal, you guys both did this. Now I got to hold up my phone. Now we're even. So call me, guys. Text me, 925-915-1978. So that's my personal cell. And then the best email for me is my last name, McDaniel.44@gmail.com. It's my personal one. Something's kind of funky with my business one right now. It's not getting to me. So I'd rather have you guys be safer than sorry and just get my personal stuff.
Hey, what's the address of your office and what areas do you cover in Northern California for listings?
Our address is 15 Railroad Avenue in Danville, California. We cover the 680 corridor. So we pretty much cover all of Contra Costa County, parts of Alameda County. And if we don't work an area that you're interested in, guys, let us know. We can make one phone call and get you in touch with the top agent in Bobsville, Indiana. Okay.
How do you find that top agent?
We're connected with multiple different resources. My father, Terry McDaniel, has been in the business for 43 years.
Wow.
So he dragged me around as a young agent to all these meetings, which I had never knew what the point was. Well, he literally can make one call. And Bill, you've been in the business. You remember Howard Britton?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. We were stars with Howard Britton.
Superstar. When we followed that to the nth degree, a little expensive at times.
It was, but we were stars with him. I got a picture of Howard right here with us when we recorded our CD when we became a stars. So those guys are still out there networking together. The
last one I went to was between deployments. I was a reservist at a Moffett Field, 129th. Was in 2007 in Phoenix, I think. That's the last one of his superstar shows. And then he passed away, of course.
Yeah, from cancer, unfortunately. Yeah. But he's a sorely missed man.
Hey, Jonathan and I are each going to ask you one last question before you leave. We're not going to let you get out of here. So I'm going to ask my question, and Jonathan can ask his. So I want to know, this social media world, it's not expensive to do. It just takes time and work. But how do you stay in contact with your clients with social media? Or did you even use social media?
Bill, great question. I just learned a great tip and trick that I'm actually, sorry for hitting my mic. Tip and trick. What I'm doing is that you can upload a list of your past clients, future clients, leads, prospects, family, sphere of influence, whatever you want. You can upload those into Facebook. Okay. Now on both your phone and your desktop mediums, there's a thing called feeds, and you click on the feeds and you can sort people into different groups of friends. So instead of just when you're standing in the line at the bank or at Trader Joe's or Safeway or whatever supermarket, and everyone does this, or waiting for someone at a dinner table, you're thumbing through your Facebook feed. Well, instead of just doing that generally, go in and select, hey, past clients, click, scroll. Oh, look, there's Jonathan. Oh my gosh, his daughter just gave birth to a 6-pound, 12-ounce baby boy. Hey, congratulations, Jonathan. Your grandson looks amazing, man. I can't wait to meet him. So that is how I stay top of mind in real time with my clients in social media, because everyone can send out a postcard that says, hey, congratulations, here is your newest thing that you want to use when it comes to like pumpkin carving thing or whatever, right? But you know what? If I talk to Jonathan about his grandson, I'm relatable now. He is going to really get something out of this. And you do this for your family. How many friends do you have out there that you haven't talked to in God knows how long? All right. You have that good friend of yours. Yeah, we're tight. We're buddies. Crap, I haven't talked to him in 12 months. You know what? But you can pop on there and be like, hey man, that new bass boat looks amazing. Can't wait to go for a ride in it. Something like that. But use that. Also, my second one on that one, Bill, real quickly, is that your photo on your Facebook page, that's usually a stagnant photo, it can be now turned into either a 7 or 15-second video. So
you mean wow, I didn't know that. That's new.
So yeah,
wow.
That's something that you can really go and use right now. So and this is something that our team does. We always, anyone that's listening to this, go to the McDaniel Callahan Facebook page and go near a holiday. We play with ourselves. That sounded horrible.
Yeah.
You
guys are East Bay. You're not San
Francisco. The visions are going through my mind right now.
We're cowboys. We're cowboys and miners over here.
Okay, so
and we eat beef.
We eat beef. So what I meant to say is that we make fun of ourselves a lot. And we always put hats on ourselves during different holidays or birthdays or something like that. So you know what? Stop taking yourself so seriously and do a funny video with a funny hat on or a funny shirt on, or put an ugly sweater on or something, right? And just have it be fun. You'll make yourself stand out. Okay. So that's how I stay up, Bill.
Really good. Well, I thank you. I appreciate that advice.
Oh, hey, my pleasure, man. My pleasure.
Yeah.
Jonathan, last question. You can close it out.
Well, it is on the social media thing, because I think what you've just said about Facebook, lists is, compared to Twitter, lists aren't a feature that's that well known in Facebook. But as a way of subjugating your feeds, it's just fantastic. And then you can, then zero in when you got a spare moment, like what you just said. Mm-hmm. But also, a lot of so-called experts in the industry, they say don't bother with a Facebook page, and I just listen to it and I think, are you crazy? Because I do know that Facebook have increased their charges, but the amount of you can zero in on people that have gone to your website, mm-hmm. The metrics that you can utilize, zip codes. I still think if it's done in the right way and you're doing the right advertisement and not just solely pushing properties for sale, they do have their part, but the outreach that you can get is still quite amazing. So what's your feelings about some of the things I've just said then?
Well, Facebook is getting more expensive. In the higher traffic areas, there is a lot more cost to doing it, but there's a lot of ways to get in front of people and you won't have to pay anything. So what I do for that is I use a lot of video. I take this crazy thing right here that we all know and love. It's called our iPhone, right? And I shoot videos on multiple things. I do videos randomly just about, hey, this is my thought of the day, or hey, this is a shout out to so and so, and then you post it on your Facebook and you tag everybody under the sun that's applicable with it. So if I had been thinking, I would have shot a quick video prior to the show and tagged you guys if we were friends on Facebook, then tag my team and everyone on my team and everybody else, so that feed exponentially explodes and you get more views. I just checked a recording I did for a home that we brought on Tuesday in Walnut Creek, and I did a 1.6-second video on it, and I have 866 views on it in 48 hours. That's what. So instead of having to pay for your traffic on social media, just do content marketing, bring value, go do research, go to realtytimes.com. It's an information aggregator site where they have articles for homeowners, buyers, sellers, renters, HOAs, all kinds of stuff in their real-time writing. So you can say, well, here are 6 ways to, protect your home against, a rainy season or whatever, something like that. Read it, regurgitate it out in your own words, put it out there as new content that's fresh in a video format, and bring value to people so that they can watch you and view as an expert. Because you know what? I got called by a friend of mine, and I saw him A little bit. He was a high school friend. God, that's almost 20 years ago. Don't tell anyone. And he said, "Hey, Greg," he called me up randomly. Okay. So we weren't like super close friends. And he was just like, "Hey, two things, Greg. One, man, the videos that you're doing about inspirational stuff, I'm having a lot of people talk to me, and we're all watching. And even though we don't say we do, we do. And so we're really helping us a lot. Also, I got a real estate question for you. So you don't know how much you're touching someone in a positive way by bringing inspiration and positivity to the social media world on a consistent basis. So, I mean, if that is how I use my social media more and more, and then I also do that for Periscope and Blabs that I'm doing with Toby and with you the other day. So, very long answer. My apologies.
I
am blabbing.
I think obviously, I think you're very proactive. You're very passionate about the industry, and obviously you've got the system to do it. But I think there's a medium way. I think a lot of agents and even some brokerage, the way they deal with it is just push it away.
Well, I'm the moderator. We had the last question, Jonathan. I'm sorry, but our time is out today. Great episode. Finish up, Jonathan.
There's many things I can say you should do.
He's from England. We have this England-American thing going on.
Yeah.
Hey, Jonathan, you didn't do a commercial for your own business. Why don't you just say something in 30 seconds about what you do and what you provide?
Yeah, well, but
he's like the secret. You know what secret agents are, right, Greg?
Oh, God, yeah. You kidding me?
Subtlety.
You can't be secretive.
No. Well, MailRight is but basically what MailRight is about is getting more quality referrals from your referral sources. If somebody that's done business with you or knows you, likes you, and that they send a referral to you as an agent, there's much more chance that referral is going to turn into a quality client because it's been sent by a trusted source. And that's what all agents, there's nothing better than getting a referral from a trusted source. And that's what MailRight is about, getting more referrals from your sphere of influence.
Okay, well, we thank everybody for coming on today. Jonathan, you've been a great co-host. Greg, appreciate it. Amazing material. My head is like exploding. Some real estate agents are like gone. They don't even know what you said.
Their head already did.
It's that vision on the beach.
But
still in my mind, actually.
And those ones who are really going to do well understand what you're doing and get it. And Jonathan, one last thing about your product, your reputation management. We'll have to do a show on that because I think that is the key.
Yeah,
Well, this is Bill, and I want to thank everyone for listening in today, and especially those on BlabIM who came up live. You could also find us today at newmediagold.com. We had the links there, and then from there you can go to Blab. It's a little easier to find. So bottom line is we want to thank you all for listening and coming on, because without support from the consumer and clients, we couldn't do what we do. So take care. And also remember, go to tohavesuccess.com between now and the end of the month. You're going to get a pretty good deal on this first course, which is basically Netcasting 101. In that course, we teach you how to take a blab like we're doing here and turn it into a podcast and YouTube. That's the really first start of really creating your first netcast and then making a real simple blog. Without further ado, aloha.